How do I market my business online and advertise online using social media the right way so that I can start attracting leads to me so I don't have to chase people around and I can start getting leads that actually buy?
The first thing I recommend doing is doubling down on 2 social media platforms. And I say specifically 2 because when you're a solopreneur or a small business, a startup, a lot of times you don't have a full social media team. Heck, you might not even have one person helping you with social media or anything in your business. So it becomes difficult to try to be on everything and be doing everything effectively on every platform. I don't say don't explore with other platforms. I think it's great to explore with other platforms, but for the most part, your focal point should be in 2 places. And I always say choose a long form content platform, which would be your YouTube, where you can promote long, valuable videos, or a blog where it's longer written content, or a podcast, and pair it with a platform that is more short form content like an Instagram, a Twitter, Facebook. Places where you can kind of bounce off of each other, and one promotes high value and the other promotes high engagement. That is one of my biggest tips. I've mentioned it in several other videos, but I think if you really find a focal point on which platforms actually make sense for me to be on, then you can effectively promote your business. There are so many businesses who are not taking advantage of Pinterest, of LinkedIn, of TikTok, of all of these other platforms that your information and your content would thrive on. You're just simply in the wrong place. So one of the biggest tips I have is to figure out, where should I be? What social media platforms even make sense for me to be on for this type of business?
How do I market my business online and advertise online using social media the right way so that I can start attracting leads to me so I don't have to chase people around and I can start getting leads that actually buy? And the real secret here, guys, you want to write this part down. If you're talking about your product instead of your prospect, you're doing it wrong, okay? Let me give you an example. Let's say you've got a skin cream, okay? And you want to use question number 2 to market your skin cream as an example. Well, what amateurs do is they go out and they say, here's why my skin cream is amazing, and here's all the ingredients, and here's why we're better than our competitors. That doesn't work because nobody cares about your product until they know that you care about them as a prospect. So the better way would be, hey, do you struggle with acne? Here's 5 things that you can do to get rid of your acne quickly. That's a message that your perfect prospect who would want your skin cream product would respond to without you having to talk about your skin cream and repelling them up front.
Which is like, in this infinite supply world, how do you stand out? How do you build a brand, right? Because we disproportionately spend our money in places that make us feel
familiar.
Good. Yeah, I'm familiar with that place.
And by the way, the old saying was, people buy from people they like. Mm-hmm. Truth is, people buy from people they know.
Yep.
And where it's convenient. So this is 3 blocks. Mm-hmm. I can walk to this joint right here. So a lot of you are like, you ought to be a spokesman for Starbucks. No, they were smart putting that office there. Mm-hmm. So when I buy real estate, I'm looking for Starbucks. Why? There's affluent people moving in and out 100%. That have disposable income. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're not affluent, but we know they're spending money.
Yeah.
They're spending stupid money. And so you want to be known. Mm-hmm. You want to keep being known, because obscurity the second definition of obscurity is, I know you but forgot you. Mm-hmm. I recognize you but forgot you. I knew you did that. I knew you sold cars, but when I went to buy my BMW, I forgot David was my guy. Mm-hmm. So you fell out of obscurity. That's why Starbucks spends money on advertising, promotion, and location. Location. So I'm convenient so that you can dispose money with me. Vince Flint. He's dead now, but Vince Flint, I'll bet you his 3rd book I bought 3 times. Mm-hmm. They changed the cover. The name was the same. Yeah. But every time I was drawn to the name of the book, because they kept putting it out there, I kept buying the book, right? And I didn't realize until like the 2nd or 3rd chapter, I think I read this. The point is, people, you forget. Yeah. Everybody has a product at their house, probably 2 or 3 of them. Mm-hmm. You're like, man, how did I end up with 2 or 3 of these? I don't need them. Yeah. So people need to repeat. And frequency is the way to greatness. So most people are out there, they're doing something, but you don't do enough. Mm-hmm.
I learned that the hard way. I used to think like, I can't put the same message on the 2 different channels, right? Because I'm saying the same thing. I'm probably boring people.
Yeah, because a lot of guys went out there, a lot of social media experts said, don't do it.
Exactly. And then what you figure out is, hey, those are totally different people. And even if they're the same people, they don't even remember.
They don't remember they saw it, or they missed it. The old thing about, hey, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody heard it, did it actually fall or did it make noise or whatever?
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't read my email, did I actually send it out? Right? If they hit delete, by the way, delete is the new unsubscribe.
Yep.
There is no unsubscribe anymore.
Yeah, just delete, mass delete.
It's easier just to delete, right? So if you didn't read it, did you see it? Was the communication completed?
Yep.
So I could send that same transmission again, or I could post it. The same thing, multi-purpose, the same thing on Facebook as text, or I could create a video around that.
Yep.
So that's one way that people could start multiplying their content line.
Marketing costs money. It's easy to market yourself or your business when you have some money, when you have some capital. But what if you don't have a lot of capital? How could you market yourself or your business with no money? Way number 1, offer your services for free. You see, when you are just getting started and when you are brand new and you don't have a lot of credibility, what you need is not just the gig or pay gig. What you need is actually proof. What you need is proof that you could do good work. What you need is proof that you could take to potential clients and say, hey, here's my portfolio, here's what I've done, here are what are some of the results you could expect from me. If you don't have that, what you need to do in the beginning is just to get some gigs. So to prove your worth, to build up that case, then for other gigs in the future, you could charge, but you need to build that track record ASAP. So offer to work for free. You need to get some results for some people first. No good to say, hey, I'm the best in the world at this, I'm so good with what I do. Nobody cares. People need to see a track record first. So offer your services in exchange of testimonials, in exchange of referrals. Just for a short period of time, build a case, collect and accumulate that proof first.
Use curiosity to drive traffic and engagement. Now, curiosity can be used to drive direct sales, but more often than not, it's used by marketers and advertisers to drive clicks to websites and products or to increase engagement. I've heard curiosity be described like an itch that you need to scratch. Once we become curious, we are driven to find an answer to it. So, how can you create curiosity? In 2009, Colin Camara conducted an experiment. He took 19 undergrad students and hooked them up to a brain scanner and then asked them 40 trivia questions. They ranged from super easy, what galaxy is Earth a part of? The answer, of course, being the Milky Way, to more obscure, what instrument was invented to sound like a human singing? The answer being the violin. The students were asked to do 3 things. 1, think silently about what they thought the answer to the question was. 2, write down how confident they were in their answer. 3, mark on a scale of how curious they were to know the answer to the question. Ultimately, the study found that curiosity is like a U-shaped curve. When we know nothing about something, we are not very curious. When we know a little bit about something, we become very curious. The more we know beyond that, the less curious we become. So how can you implement this to make more sales online? Well, the spin to win discount coupon pop-up boxes are another great example of this. The customer knows a little bit, they know that they can win a potential discount if they play the game. But they don't know what they will win. This curiosity drives them to take action and sign up so that they can find out the answer. And curiosity has been used by a lot of dropshippers to sell this avocado slicer. Check out this video ad. It creates curiosity by showing us this strange looking tool at the start and telling us that it will help us slice avocados better, but not showing us how. It makes us want to see it in action because it looks so odd that it's hard to figure out how it works just by looking at it. And if you're selling on Amazon, then a great way to add curiosity into your strategy is to be creative with the email titles that you use for the emails that you send out asking customers to leave a review.
For one thing, obviously you can take advantage of social media. There's a lot of ways to market and promote yourself in Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and even YouTube with little more than a smartphone or a laptop, and it's not that difficult. If you at least have a smartphone, for $0, the audio won't be great, but you can start a podcast right now and just use your smartphone as a recorder. You can start a YouTube channel and start video marketing yourself. Just flip your camera sideways like this and go ahead and start marketing yourself in YouTube, and just do as little editing as possible using the free YouTube editor or any free apps on your iPhone like iMovie if you have them, or any of the free stuff for Android. You can even use Adobe Premiere Clip, which is one of the great Adobe mobile apps that are free. If you want to do some awesome Instagram marketing, you can use free tools like WordSwag or Adobe Post. And those are ways that you can market yourself in Instagram, build a following. There are plenty of people doing that, and it's awesome. You can either put motivational content into Instagram, or you could put snapshots of yourself traveling or products, or you could even do Instagram videos really quickly as long as they're under 15 seconds. So that's a lot of opportunity. You can market yourself in Snapchat. You could do Periscope, and you could go ahead and you could market in Periscope. Periscope is actually where I'm getting most of my consulting clients right now. I'm doing live streams in Periscope and Facebook Live, and that is translating to people who want me to help give them an action plan to market their small business or build their personal brand, or tips with working on their YouTube channel or building out something. These things are translating to paying clients for me, people. And again, Periscope is a free platform, and I think if we're in March right now, for January and February, before I started doing a bunch of travel in March, I probably converted maybe $4,000 in new business just off of doing Periscope live streams. So real talk, real numbers, that's what I did.